What would be one of the distinctions?
An unaged cigar is going to taste a little like graphite, like a pencil. It's going to taste sometimes grassy or really metallic.
So really green and...
Not necessarily green.
Not green?
But just metallic and bitter and harsh. You're going to... The smoke,
well, that certainly isn't the case with this.
The smoke is going to almost hurt the back of your throat.
Okay.
This is a very mellow cigar. It's not mild, it's mellow. The smoke is very, very clean. I guess it's kind of also just complex. That's another thing that comes from a well-aged cigar. It's complex, lots of different flavors. It's not one-dimensional. So a young cigar is going to taste pretty much straightforward from the very beginning to the very end. Once again, you've gone out of your way to elaborate and create a word picture, a visual image of your cigar smoking experience.
Well, like I said, I'm not the aficionado. That's your department. You're the one who specializes.
Well, I am by no means.
And I don't think you have to be to enjoy a cigar.
No, in fact, what I don't want this show to be is a snobby cigar douche show. I try to bring on cigars that may not have a lot of mainstream appeal, that may not have the big advertising budgets or the big marketing budgets. But there's so many great cigars, just like with anything else. There's so many great wines that you can get for $6, $7, $8 that are just fantastic. And in fact, there was a big upset. The cigar of the year by Cigar Aficionado was a $5 cigar. And that goes to show you that there are so many great cigar companies, so many great cigar families out there making fantastic products.
Must have made a few people unhappy to think that their, higher end cigars couldn't compete with a $5 cigar. So
absolutely,
I can imagine it would have caused quite an uproar.
And there wasn't the only one. There's also a couple other ones, such as the Oliva Series V, which you've had a couple of, I think.
I had Olivas. I'm not sure if I had V Series.
The V ranked, I think, a 20, and there was also a cigar from Don Pepin that was way up there, and the Carlos Torano Casa Maduro was way up there too. All of these are in the $5 to $7 range, which is really incredible. But that's what I kind of wanted to bring to the show. I wanted to sort of expose and let people see that there's a lot of really good cigars that may sort of not have that that visibility, that are just great, such as, which I'm really happy with, and as we drink this down, this XYZin is really nice. This is just for $12, $13. Well. But next time we do this, I think we're going to have some Amagong beer, and we're going to try.
I was going to bring a couple of Swisher Sweets.
Well, anything you bring to the table will be appreciated, Mark. But the same thing can be said for pretty much any hobby. There's always those great gems that people just don't know about. I want to apologize for not talking about you much, but this has been the first show, and people are probably really excited to want to know more about me, because I'm just
right.
Once they want to know, who is this guy? What's he all about? But seriously, you have been a pianist for as long as I can remember. You have kind of a strange mix of jobs. You are a carpenter. You work construction. You're also a foreman. You're a property manager. Now you're a landlord, and you're also teaching piano lessons.
That's correct. As many people know, if they do any kind of creative work, it's not always profitable.
Right.
You have to work sort of
supplement your income.
I have to. Yeah. Everybody has to supplement their income. I mean, there's many actors and artists. I mean, obviously everyone's heard of starving artists, and who need to have some other way of bringing in some cash so they can continue to do their work.
How long would it take if I sat down? Could you teach me by Christmas how to play the piano enough to play a couple Christmas songs at the next Christmas party in front of my family?
The next Christmas party?
Yes, which is about 11 months.
Oh, that's more than enough time. Yeah, especially an adult. I have a student who is 9 years old who last year couldn't play anything, and this year performed 4 Christmas songs for his family when they came to town during the Christmas time, and he did remarkably well.
So nobody came up to you later on and punched you in the face and said, "That's where my money's going towards"?
No, not at all.
That's great. That's gonna make you feel good.
It can be a rewarding experience. Yeah, I mean, you have also kids who are more challenging, who you know, like I was when I was a kid, didn't like to practice.
And so, you being a teacher now, you're sort of going into a whole new realm of work, because I know you'd like to do more just composing. I know that's your dream of just being a full-time composer.
Sure.
But I bet teaching has probably taught you a lot, because teaching is something that, I don't know, if I teach somebody how to do something, I find I do it better.
Well, yeah, and throughout history, you know, some composers have had to teach, others have wanted to teach, and
you're a miserable old curmudgeon, though, so I imagine you don't want to teach people anything.
No, I enjoy it. It's always interesting to see someone to pass on something that you feel you know, deeply about. And
so, do kids ever walk in and just sit down and just do this? And you say, "Come on, it's gonna be fun, kids," and you put a rubber nose on, just like Patch Adams, and you say, "I'm the fun piano teacher. We're gonna have fun today."
Yeah. No, no, I don't do that.
They know that if they screw up, you're gonna drop the hammer, and it's just gonna be. They know that they don't want to go into this class after not like. Do you send them home with homework, and then they come back, and you know if they weren't practicing, and then you ream them out?
No. There's no point. People, the whole idea is for someone to have to develop a skill, and people do that at their own pace.
Now, people who are watching this show, they probably listen to the opening sequence. I haven't made the opening sequence. I haven't done any editing, any post-production on this yet. But you're making the opening sequence for this show, right?
That's correct.
Any ideas? Do you see it coming together? Is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had one idea for this show in particular.
Yeah.
It was a series of microphones in an echoey bathroom, and then I was going to record it and sort of make a compilation of flatulent noises, and put drums and bass. People like drums and bass behind it, and we got ourselves a theme.
You're tailor-making this for my show. So you sat in a dark room and meditated.
I thought of you. Actually, I sat in the smallest room of my house and I meditated on it, and I said, what would be good? What would go along with this show?
It's really kind, because you're doing that, and you're doing this pro bono too, right?
Well, I mean, there are obvious perks to doing this show here, you know.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I can't wait to hear this, and anything that you make, I'm sure is going to be nice. We've actually worked together on a couple things, but what I'm always trying to push you to do is to do more work for film. I know there's a lot of independent filmmakers out there. In fact, I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm making this film independently.
That's
and
true.
I needed music.
Yeah, you've needed music in the past for your many projects.
Yep. So I've given you the show. You've watched it. What do? You import the video into like a timeline, then you match up the video with.
It depends. It depends. I mean, that's one way of doing it. For something like this, I'd probably just make a set of recordings and something for the opening, something for to fill up any dead space. So it's probably going to have to be a pretty long piece to fill up all the dead space. Right. And
when our conversation lulls, I'm going to be able to bring the music up right over our dialogue.
Exactly.
With the technology now, you can do more scoring, I guess is what they call it. You can score a film, you can score a commercial, you can.
Yeah. The beauty of the technology today is that it doesn't sound like the old, Casio keyboard sounds. You can make full orchestrations and have them sound.
So there's no.
Have them sound wonderful.
You don't go into
as long as you're careful about it.
Right.